Welcome to SO 305, Lecture 10, Measure of Dispersions and Variability 1. Introduction. In order to adequately describe data, we need, in addition to a measure of the center of the data, like the mean, a measure of the variation of the data about the center. That is, statisticians and researchers are often interested in knowing how data are spread in either direction from the center of a distribution. The most commonly used measures of variability are 1. The range, 2. The quartile deviation or semi-interquartile range, 3. The mean deviation, 4. The variance, 5. The standard deviation. In this lecture, we shall deal with the range, the semi-interquartile, and the mean deviation. Objectives. At the end of this lecture, you should be able to calculate the range, the quartile deviation, and the mean deviation. Pre-test. What is the range of these figures? 2, 18, 15, 18, and 20. 2. What does Q1, Q3 stand for in quartile deviation? 3. What is the purpose of mean deviation? Content. 1. The range. The range is the difference between the largest and the smallest observations in a set in equation form. Range equals to x maximum minus x minimum is equal to highest score minus lowest score. The range is a very simple measure of dispersion of data. It is easy for the layman to interpret. However, it is limited in value because it takes care of the highest and lowest values but tells nothing about the variability of the data lying between those two values. For example, in the set of the following scores 3, 2, 9, 8, 15, 20, the range is obtained thus: A. Look for the highest score, which is 20. Look for the lowest score, which is 2, and B. Deduct the lowest from the highest. 20 minus 2. Range equals 18. 2. The quartile deviation or semi-interquartile range. This takes place of the problem of the range by looking at the middle 50% of the distribution without making use of the extreme scores. We define the three quartiles Q1, Q2, and Q3 of a set of data as follows. Q1 equals 25% of the data are less than or equal to the first quartile. Q2, 50% of the data are less or equal to the second quartile. Q3 equals 75% of the data are less or equal to the third quartile. The above can be represented diagrammatically thus. 1. Calculating Q1 and Q3. Recall the formula for finding Q2 median and substituting Q1, Q3. We have the following formula. Q1 is equal to L plus N all over 4 all over Fm minus Fc bracket C. Calculating 25%. 1 quarter, first quartile. Locating Q1 class interval is through N over 4 value. Q3 equals to L plus 3N over 4 all over Fn minus Fc in bracket C. Calculating 75%. 3 quarter, third quartile. Locating Q3 class interval is through 3N all over 4 value. From table 14, Q1 equals to L equals to 29.5. N equals 10th value. Q3 minus L equals 49.5. 3n all over 4 equals to 30th value. FC equals 4. FC equals 29. FM equals 8. FM equals 5. C equals 5. C equals 5. Substituting, Q1 is equal to 29.5 plus 10 minus 4 over 8 bracket 5 is equal to 29.5 plus in bracket 6 divided by 8 close bracket 5 equals to 29.5 plus 3.75 equals 33.25. Q3 equals to 49.5 plus in bracket 30 minus 29 all over 5 close bracket 5 equals to 49.5 plus 1 over 5 close bracket 5 is equal to 49.5 plus 1 equals to 50.5. 2. Calculating the quartile deviation. The quartile deviation is 1/2 of the difference between the upper and the lower quartile. This is also referred to as the interquartile range. This is measured thus: Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Note that Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2 is called the semi-interquartile range. A better understanding will be obtained by working an example. Calculate the quartile deviation from table 14. After creating columns 3, 4, and 5, determine Q1 and Q3. Q1 is equal to n over 4. Q3 equals to 3n all over 4, where n is total number of observation. Solution step 1. Q1 is equal to n divided by 4 is equal to 40 divided by 4 is equal to 10th value. Step 2. Q3 is equal to 3n all over 4 is equal to 3 into bracket 40 close bracket all over 4 is equal to 38th value. Q point D is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2 equals to 50.5 minus 33.25 is equal to 70 plus 25 divided by 2 equals to 8.625. 3. The mean deviation. The mean deviation measures the dispersion of the data, taking into consideration all the values in a set of data. It indicates how far the values are from the arithmetic mean or the media. The mean deviation is measured thus: MD is equal to E bracket X bar minus X bar all over N, where X equals value of each observation. X bar means arithmetic mean of the value. N means number of observations in the sample. 2 stroke means absolute value. A. The mean deviation for ungrouped data. For example, find the mean deviation for the following data: 27, 40, 25, 20, and 13. Solution. Step 1. Create column 1, X value. Step 2. Calculate the arithmetic value. Step 3. Create column 2, mean deviation. Step 4. Create column 3, modulus value. Step 5. Calculate the mean deviation. B. The mean deviation for a grouped data. When frequencies are attached to grouped data, the formula is modified to read: MD is equal to EF X minus mean all over EF, where F is equal to frequency of class interval, X is equal to midpoint of each class interval, bar X, mean of the group frequency distribution. EF, that is summation of the frequency. For example, find the mean deviation of the following data in table 17. Solution. Step 1. Create column 3 class midpoint X. Step 2. Create column 4 fx equals to column 2 times column 3. Step 3. Calculate arithmetic mean equals to x bar equals to 1525 over 95 equals to 16.05. Step 4. Create column 5 in bracket x minus x bar. Step 5. Create column 6 f slash x minus x slash. Step 6. Calculate MD is equal to EF slash x minus x slash all over EF equals to 598.55 all over 95 is equal to 6.3. Summary. In this lecture, we have discussed 3 measures of variability: the range, the quartile deviation, and the mean deviation. The range is the difference between the values of the largest and the smallest observation scores. The mean deviation is the arithmetic mean of the absolute deviations from the arithmetic means. The quartile deviation is 1/2 of the difference between the upper Q3 and the lower quartile Q1. We have come to the end of study session 10. Thanks for listening.